This father and son duo came from North Carolina to see tonight's game. Diego is a Warrior fan. Dad, not so much.
We're getting along so far because everything's going my way. Too big, too strong. We really need the crowd behind us. That's why I'm here, to give us that extra boost and get us over the hump. We take total control tonight.
We're coming back tonight. We're going to tie it up 2-2, go back to Golden State, then 3-2, and then we're going to control the series.
I have to admit that I actually am a fan now of the Celtics, and they are like one of my teams. So
okay. Are they one of your teams, or are they your team? What is it? Are they your team?
Well, I feel that you can have two. I feel you can have two main teams.
You can't have two main teams.
Yes, you can. You can.
No. You have to have one main team.
Well, I've got two. I've got two main teams.
Oh my God.
There you go, man. Why you got a U-Haul truck, man? What's going on, man?
Man, I'm going so good in this March Madness, man. I just gotta move out and get my own place, man. I already won.
All right.
I might not be able to make the show today. I know Kip and Jack see you hold it down for you.
Man, we've been doing Pick 'em Pros for 2 years. I've never missed a show. You never missed a show, but you're doing so well. You just gonna move out, and
that's how it is, man. I gotta do what I gotta do.
All right, well, hey, man, hopefully Kip and Jack C can fill your shoes. We're going to do the best we can, man.
All
right. See you.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick 'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derek.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Kit.
And who are we?
The Pick 'em Pros.
We are the Pick 'em Pros, coming back at you in the house with a special episode of Who You Got, episode 85. It's typically father-son dynamic duo, but man, Fuego Diego, you know, he as you saw, is moving out. You might be counting his chickens before they hatch, but he thinks he's hit it big, and we don't know where his whereabouts are right now, but we're not going to worry about that. We have two amazing up-and-coming guys here that I'm really excited to have the show with here today. Jack and Kip, what's going on, fellas?
Not much.
All right, man. Happy to have you guys here. You are classmates of Diego. And man, thanks for filling in. And Jack, you've been on here before. Kip, you've been on many times in the back, behind the scenes, and it's good to have you up front, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, man, let's do this. Thank you for checking us out. We're going to talk about March Madness, of course. What else, right? But we're also, since we have Jack and Kip here, we're going to dive into NBA. We're going to dive into NFL free agency and some of those things. So super excited to have you guys on here. And always, hey, send your comments as we go here. Hey, Pick 'em Pros, what's up, Summer? Still Diego Army here. Yes, Diego Army. So we're going to go into Diego. Was to find out what is going on with Diego. Where is he? Is he too big for Pick 'em Pros? What's going on? What's your guys' take on that? Why do you think Diego's not here, man?
He got ahead of himself. He's not making it big.
I could agree with Jack here. Diego's stepping up and taking a wild decision here.
Yeah, he's definitely counting his chickens.
That's right, man. Yeah, got the U-Haul truck moving out. I don't know who gave him a loan or if he paid cash. I'm not quite sure about that situation, but we'll get more information on that. All right. So, Paul, what's good? What's good, Paul? Thanks for checking us out, my man. All right. So, we're going to have an awesome show, but we had to mess with Diego. Diego will be back next week. But, hey, man, happy to be running the show with my guys here, Jack and Kip. All right, fellas, you ready to get into it?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's get into it, man. Let's get into March Madness. So, as all of you know, we have our own Pick'em Pros bracket challenge. And hey, that's the one that Diego claims he's going to win. But last I checked, he was first, second, third, but last I checked, he was seventh. Let's see, where are we right now with this? So I'm gonna refresh and let's see. Yeah, now Rob Peak is number one, and Rob's been back and forth with the first place a lot. He's got 30 points right now. So let's see. Diego sixth. Actually, Diego and I are both tied for 6. We've got Lena at 3. Lena has a really strong bracket. Stewart 6, and then there's a bunch of people tied at 11. So Kip, looks like you're at 11 right now. Not too bad. You've got 27 points. First place is 30. So there's only 3 points that separate first and seventh right now. And as you know, now that we're in the second round or third round, points are gonna become more and more, so the points will count more as we go. But man, as always, there are a ton of upsets every single year, and that's what's happening now. So what's your biggest we'll go into the ACC, who's going to make the deepest run, but are there any surprises? What's your biggest surprise so far?
Definitely my big surprise was Oakland beating Kentucky. I think Kentucky just got ahead of themselves in that game, and they thought it was going to be an easy game, just letting Oakland do whatever, and Oakland decided to not give out, and they went far. So,
well, I think that and the Yale game, because from what I watched, Yale didn't. I feel like it was more like in the Oakland game. I feel like Oakland played really well. Mm-hmm. The Yale game, I feel like was more Auburn not playing great. And Yale played good; they played good, but Auburn had so many opportunities. Like the end, they missed 3 straight free throws. They got offensive rebounds, and they just couldn't finish. I think the Oakland game was what shocked me the most. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a run, but I'd be surprised. Like, I think Yale's going to get out in the round of 32 from what I saw. But I think Oakland has a really good chance tonight against NC State. I think they were down by 3.5 maybe.
Yeah. It's still, I'm looking at it, still 32-29 halftime. It'll help me a lot if State wins this one, so I'm definitely pulling for them on that. But, Oakland surprised a lot of people. What the guy made 14 threes?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, he had like 30 some points.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of like you guys, because you're both sharpshooters. Yeah, that seems about like your high. That's from what I remember. All right, man. So hey, let's get into some of the comments here. We've got loan from mom. Okay, so mom loan Diego the money to let him get his place. We got Kip. What's going on? Shout out to Kip. And is that Jack C? Yes, it is. You know it in the flesh. And a lot of comments over in IG as well. If you want your comments to show up on the screen, though, hop on YouTube and we'll be able to pop that up. All right. So we talked about our surprises, and I agree. Yeah, the Yale game is a big surprise. There's a funny meme with Charles Barkley. He's a big Auburn fan, so there's a lot of funny memes about him out there right now. But hey, we're in North Carolina. We all are fans of one or a few teams here locally. So hey, as far as the ACC, who's going to make the deepest run?
Well, from what I've seen, like as a Duke fan, I don't think it's going to be Duke. They haven't been playing great basketball like recently, and they're going to have to get it together if they want to make a run. Like I see them the way they're playing. Like I see them losing to Wisconsin or Houston in the next 2 rounds. I honestly think the team that's playing the best right now is NC State. Like this is the best basketball they've been playing all season, and they got hot at the right time. Yeah. Like UNC looks good, but this is not the best basketball they've played. And if UNC wants to make a run, they need like someone like Cormac Ryan to get hot because he's streaky. And when he's shooting well, it opens up the whole floor for everyone. And it helps guys like Harrison Ingram get shots. And if he's playing well, and if I honestly think he's like the key to everything. If he's shooting well, I think he's going to open it up, and I think UNC has a chance to make a run. And for Duke, I don't know, man. I feel like Mark Mitchell's stepped it up recently, which has helped. Like he struggled earlier on in the season, but I don't know. I don't think the shooting's there, like from everyone. Like I think TJ Power needs to get more minutes because I think he sets up the offense. Sorry, he hits some big shots on offense and he can pretty much guard any position. But I don't know. I think State looks good recently. DJ Burns has been playing great. DJ Horn, and I think they're coming together and I think they're like motivated. So I'd say either State or UNC.
Okay, State
Yeah,
or UNC.
I was agreeing with that. I think UNC will go farthest just because they're ranked number one, but they get ahead of themselves when they're ranked number one. So they gotta maintain that they're an underdog sometimes, and they got pushed through like Arizona, like a hard matchup if they get there. They also play a tough game with Alabama, so they're gonna have to push through that. And I think Duke also has a hard matchup, but I think that they've been really inconsistent. They be playing like really good games or really bad games. Like they're just all over the place. And then I think NC State has just been on like a lucky run. Like I think Coach Keys is talking about like he did like this good luck thing where all the players brought their like lucky stuff to where they were, and they haven't lost since that. So I think that streak will end soon. Yeah.
Man, yeah. I went out on a limb with the ACC tournament and got that one right, man. State was what, a 9.5-point underdog in the championship game against Carolina. They were able to pull that out. Burns has been a total beast down low. I mean, they just are running the offense through him, dumping it down to him. He's backing people down, making the right decision, and is doing a great job. The matchup that I'm excited to see if both teams advance would be in the Sweet 16, I believe, Duke versus Houston.
Yes.
And man, that's going to be something. And that's because the last few years I've been on the Houston train. I love Houston. They are so fun to watch. Love them. But they always have that offensive lull throughout the game because they're not up to par as far as offense, but rebounding, defense, they're top notch. There's nobody better. And by Diego being a big Duke fan and having Duke, that's going to be the class. So we'll be talking a lot of trash on that one. But I've always told him, man, Houston get all the way up in your chest when they're playing defense and lock you down. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, Duke will need to bring their A game. Like I think it's going to be a good game. But Houston's also been inconsistent a little bit this year, like the Iowa State game that they got crushed in as of recently. But I feel like a lot of that stuff kind of goes away in the NCAA tournament because it's like you're kind of playing, and if you lose, your season's over. So I think it's going to be a close game. It'll be fun to watch, assuming Duke beats Wisconsin, and it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. I think Duke will beat Houston here. I think that Houston's just gonna think they're ahead of themselves and they're gonna get hype and everything, and then they're just gonna lay it out, and they're just not gonna be going up.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. The only thing I wish that was a Final 8 game and it was on the weekend.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Oh man, but so that'll be hey, hopefully it'll be Friday. So it could be Thursday or Friday. Hopefully that'll be a Friday game. But yeah, that's going to be exciting. So yeah, the matchups are getting better and better as we get deeper into the tournament. And let's see. So this is Diego texted from my friend's phone. Okay, all right. So Diego, kind of more on the low. I don't know what's going on with my man here. So yeah, you guys will have to you have to let me know if you see him at school on Monday, and let me know what's going on with him. All right. All right. Well, let's go on to the next topic here. Hey, your Final Four. Who do you have in the Final Four right now?
All right. So I have UConn versus Arizona. I think I have Arizona coming off a win against UNC. I think Arizona's offense has looked really good in these first two games with Caleb Love, and I think they're a good scoring team. And I think I have them losing to UConn because I think UConn's the best team, and like from everything I've seen, they're the best team in the NCAA this year. Offense, like the performance they put up against Stetson in the first half was just ridiculous. Like they were up like 52-15 or something. Yeah. And then on the other side of the bracket, I have Houston and Creighton. Creighton winning. I feel like that's also a team that can get hot, and they have, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, spot-up shooter in the country in Baylor Shireman. Mm-hmm. He's and if he gets hot, they're kind of like with UNC. If Cormac Ryan gets hot, like it'll open up the floor for everyone else. And I think if he does get hot, I think they'll go to the national championship. So I have UConn and Creighton, and I have UConn winning.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, my Final Four is almost the same as yours. I had also UConn and Arizona going against each other. I just don't think UNC will pull that out against Arizona. I think that Caleb Love's going to have his redemption game. And then I got UConn beating Arizona just because, UConn, they just got a reputation for going far. And then on my other side, I had Kentucky and Creighton, but Kentucky killed me, and they just sold, and so now I got Purdue and Creighton, but I don't know, something about Creighton, just they've been underdogs, and I think that they can do something. So I think that Creighton will move to the national championship with UConn, but I got UConn winning the whole thing just because their record was good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with UConn. They should definitely be the favorite, number one overall, but they've been the most consistent team. They've had, strong, they're balanced overall. They have been the most consistent. I believe Diego also has UConn and Creighton in the final game. So that's what he has there. So I have Houston, UNC, UConn, and Kansas, which, hey, fell off. Kansas was the bad one there. But I have Houston and UConn in my championship game. And then I have Houston pulling it out. So and there's a lot of people that pick UConn. So hopefully Houston goes on and wins, and that gives me the edge there. But that's who I've got in my Final Four. All right. So let's move on to the women's NCAA championship. They have started as well. Already has some great games. I know State played today. Iowa's advanced. All the top seeds have already advanced. But who do you have? We'll start with you, Jack, and then go to Kip. Who is your Final Four for the women right now?
Well, I didn't fill out a bracket this year, but I think South Carolina is definitely going to win it all. They're undefeated. They have all the parts. They have shooters. They have that Cardoso, I think her name is. She's their a big man down low. She's really good. Yeah. And then I have Iowa. I think will go far because obviously Caitlin Clark. She's ridiculous. She's probably the best D1 women's basketball player right now.
Absolutely.
And so I think that those are probably the two best teams in my opinion in the tournament. I know Iowa's a little lower seeded, but I think South Carolina's going to win it all. And I don't know if it's going to be close either. I think they're by far the best team this year, and they have in the last couple of years too. They have a really good program.
Yeah, I actually did not go with the majority of people. I went with South Carolina getting upset, and I don't know. It's just I feel like some team is just gonna think that they got it all and they're gonna beat them. So I got Iowa because Caitlin Clark, like Jack said, she's just crazy. And I got Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon State, and they're all ranked high, solid teams. So I think that I think Iowa will win though, just because Caitlin Clark, and she'll probably do well in the WNBA after this year too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. She's going to break a lot of records. She can stay healthy. Hey, already beat Pistol Pete's record, which a lot of people didn't think that would ever be broken. So she's doing big things. So I've got South Carolina, Iowa, of course, like most. I have USC there, and then I have, I'm a little bit of a homer on this one. I've got NC State as well. So, but hey, they're ranked number 11 overall, so they could definitely make the run. But that's my Final Four. So, with USC, I worry about Ohio State. Ohio State, they've got to go through them. They're a good team. That's going to be a tough matchup. And with Iowa, the only thing that could derail them is they'll probably have to play LSU in a rematch before they get to the championship game. So Iowa and South Carolina are on the collision course for the championship. That would be huge for many, many reasons. But the rematch with LSU will be something. Now, Iowa will maybe have an advantage from the fact that they lost last time. They'll have a ton of motivation, and they would love nothing more than to beat LSU. But, LSU's still a strong team, so that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I forgot about them. They're really good, too. They struggled to start the season, but they got a couple good players with Haley Van Lith. And is Angel Reese back now?
She is, yeah.
Yeah, they've got they've got a shooter and then a big man. So they've got two of the best players in women's basketball.
Yeah, something that's not mentioned is LSU's coaching staff for women's has been great for the past like 5 years. They've just always had consistent runs, and they've just been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they keep it strong over there. So I mean, their coach is a Hall of Famer for sure. I mean, she's won, I know, national championship for at least 2 different teams, possibly 3. So total legend there. All right. Well, hey man, let's transition from March Madness. We're in the thick of that, and score check. North Carolina State is up 41-34 right now. So it's 15 and a half minutes left. So we'll see how that shakes out. But we'll keep an eye on that. All right. So hey, let's talk NFL. Let's go into NFL here. I know we're all missing that. NFL is clearly the number one sport to watch. But let's talk about a couple of topics here since I have you guys on here. We'd love to get your take on these. So Jack, we called you the resident Philadelphia expert because we know you love all things Philly. Hey Kip, who's your squad?
I got the Patriots. They've not been doing too well though.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Hey, well, we're Panthers, and nobody's doing worse than them. So so it's all good. But you got the 6 Super Bowl rings to hold on to there. But let's talk about the Chiefs. The big move where they looks like they're trading Snead, their corner, lockdown corner. But he was a 4th round pick. So I think that the Chiefs say, hey, as long as we have Patrick Mahomes, as long as we have as long as we have Andy Reid, as long as we have Kelsey, and I guess the one defensive player they will keep, Chris Jones. As long as they have them, they figure, hey, they can just plug anybody in. But hey, Jack, we'll start with you. Now, I don't know if you're going to say no because the Philly's going to win, but let's get your take on this.
I think they'll be the number 1 seed in the AFC this year. Maybe not going in the playoffs, maybe the 2 seed behind the Ravens, but I think they'll always perform great in the playoffs. So like the old Patriots, they always find ways to win the playoffs. So I think they'll go back to the Super Bowl. But I'm excited about the Eagles this year because we wiped our coaching staff. We have great coordinators in Kellen Mond and Vic Fangio. We got Saquon, CJ Gardner-Johnson. We got some great linebackers. We're totally filling in all our gaps because our weaknesses last year were our cornerbacks, our secondary, and our linebackers. We've gotten great linebackers and quarterbacks in free agency. We got Devin White. We got CJ Gardner-Johnson. We got what's that guy? Some guy from the Saints. And so I'm really excited. Obviously, we got Saquon. The problem with that is if he stays healthy, he will be, in my opinion, when he's healthy, he's the best running back in the league because he put up crazy numbers like the 1 and 2 years he stayed healthy behind the Giants O-line. And everyone's like, oh, it's Christian McCaffrey. The Niners have a great O-line, and it's easy to run behind. The Giants are probably one of the worst, if not the worst O-line in the league. And when Saquon's running behind the Eagles O-line, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be unstoppable. And then they also have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts. And I'm hoping with Kellen Mond, what he says he's going to do is he's going to make like Jalen Hurts a 2-dimensional player again. Like last year, we didn't run any RPOs or read options. Everything was throwing. And I feel like when you know he's going to throw it, he's so much harder to guard. Like last year, what made him great was you didn't know if he was going to run, if he was going to throw it, if he was going to do the RPO. And if we can stay healthy, we're going to be dangerous this year. Now, the problem is if Saquon does get injured, we don't have great running backs behind him. But once again, with our O-line, I think that kind of covers up the issue a little bit more because it's easier to run behind. Like now, if Saquon got injured in New York, it'd be a much bigger of an issue because they'd have a crappy running back and they'd have a crappy O-line. So I'm really excited.
So the Eagles have they do have a great offensive line. But man, so two things I want to say to kind of push your buttons here. One, so you're not worried about the Dallas Cowboys? They're right there in your division.
Nah. I mean, they'll be good, but they're not going to be much better than last year, I don't think. We're going to be much better than last year.
Okay. Yeah, the Cowboys haven't really made any moves yet.
Got rid of Cody Pollard.
Yeah, that's true. He's over at Tennessee. So funny comment. Yes, as far as the Chiefs, when I say the critical people, that the Chiefs have to keep. Yes, Taylor Swift is definitely one. So great comment there. Birds got great additions. They're going to be growth this year.
He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
And it went from worst O-line to best in the league. Yeah, and another thing about Philly here, they have like was it Sanders, the running back that then went to Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were looking at him in Philly and we're like, oh my gosh, this guy is amazing, and then went to Carolina. We're like, oh, he's awful. So
it was just how great our O-line was because he was awesome in Philly, and then when he went to Carolina.
Exactly. Yeah. So that definitely there. So Kip, man. So tell us, hey, are the Chiefs gonna repeat? We're done talking about the Eagles for today.
Yeah, I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs will repeat. I think the NFL is scripted because of Taylor Swift this year, but I think that Chris Jones signing was really big for them. They had a couple of good moves from signings, but I think that it'll be Buffalo Bills this year. I think Josh Allen's just gonna do something, and if their team can stay healthy and just strive through the playoffs, they'll be looking good.
We haven't even made it to the Super Bowl yet.
I know, it's just they always be playing the Chiefs in the AFC division, and they always be losing.
So you think the Bills next year will be better than the Chiefs and the Ravens?
Oh, I forgot about the Ravens. I think the Ravens will be pretty hard to beat next year. They got Lamar, and they're gonna be scary.
Lamar just keeps getting better.
Yeah, they're gonna. And they have Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Now. So there is no excuse for them to run the ball 6 times in the AFC Championship this time. So yeah, that'll be something. Man, the AFC is just so stacked. You've got the Bengals, who they're healthy, are gonna be a problem. The AFC is just gonna be tough. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
I'm interested to see how Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase play this year because I feel like they both kind of had a down year last year. Like Chase had that one great game where he had like 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. But other than that, I feel like he always had like under 100 yards. And I feel like Joe Burrow didn't play great either, and obviously got injured near the end of the season. But I'm expecting to see more out of both of them.
For sure. Yeah. Because I was really on the Bengals train the last couple of years, but when he went down with the non-contact calf injury in training camp, then I backed off, and I was worried about that. And then lo and behold, ended up not finishing. But yeah, I hope he can pull it out. So I'd love to see the Bengals in the mix. And they're the one team that, is not afraid to really roll against the Chiefs. So they give them all they can handle. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that. So great discussion there. So let's switch gears. Let's stay on the NFL, but let's talk about some other free agency moves here. Man, the Steelers were the talk of the town last week. They picked Russ. So we said, okay, they got Russ on a steal, $1.5 million, whatever it was. You've got the Denver Broncos paying his salary. So that, was fantastic for the Steelers. And then a week later, they signed Justin Fields. So, man, what's your take on the Steelers? Are they going to make the playoffs this year?
Well, it's interesting because it surprised me when they signed Fields after signing Russell Wilson, but I also think it can be a good thing because then there's that QB competition, and I feel like that'll make both of them better, knowing that their job is not secure. And no, I don't think they'll make the playoffs because I think the way Russell Wilson and Justin Fields have played, they're both under average QBs the way they played last year. So unless there's huge improvements, I don't see them making the playoffs. Maybe they go 8-9, maybe they do make the playoffs, but I don't see them winning a wild card game in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And obviously losing Deontay Johnson to the Panthers. I know Diego thinks he's like a top 5 receiver. I don't think he's that great, but he's definitely a good receiver, and they'll miss him on their team. Yeah. And I think George Pickens needs to step up, but also he has a big enough ego already, so he can't get cocky. He needs to go out there and play the way he knows how to play and not add anything extra. But I'm excited to see also how Najee Harris and Jalen Warren play because 2 great running backs they have on the same team. So I think they made each other better last year too. So I want to see how that goes with Russell and Fields.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your take on that, Kip? You think the Steelers are gonna do anything this year?
I think they'll clinch the wild card. Honestly, I think that chemistry between Fields and Russell Wilson in the QB room is just going to be great. I think they're going to strive on one another, and I think they'll push each other for greatness. And I think their team all around will just be really good, and they'll maybe be some of the wild card. Who knows? They're just up for grabs here. I don't really know.
Yeah, it is up for grabs. I mean, you have Miami. You know, what are they going to do? Hey, Aaron Rodgers will be back, maybe from his injury. So yeah, man, it's just so much in the AFC, and then hey, with your Patriots, they'll have a new coach. It's going to be a new regime there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I believe the Patriots should have a lot of cap room. So I expect to see them make some moves. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the draft.
I haven't seen them do anything in free agency.
They just waived Mac Jones, and Mac Jones he's gone now. So I think the draft they'll go with a strong QB, and I think that maybe after a couple years after rebuilding, they'll be looking strong again.
Yeah. Curious to see what happens there. Well, one more topic here within NFL free agency, and then we'll switch to hoops, as I know you both are hoopers here. But let's talk about one more thing. So, are there any surprise teams that are on your radar for NFL next season? So we know that there's always a team that did make the playoffs that pops in. There's always normally a couple. Who's on your radar, Jack?
The Bears definitely, and maybe a team like the Saints or the Falcons, because the Saints are young, and I don't know, I guess they're going to keep Derek Carr, but they have some young talent, and I think Chris Olave keeps getting better, Rashid Shaheed. I think they have a really great young receiver room, and then they have they have obviously Kamara, and then do they still have Kamara? They do, right? Yeah, I think they can.
I think so. So.
And then, so I think they have a great defense too. Demario Davis, Marshawn Lattimore. So I think they could surprise us. They could go in the playoffs 10-7. And then the Bears are a surprising team because I feel like they have all the pieces. I don't know what they're going to work with. I think they're going to draft Caleb Williams. I think that's kind of what everyone thinks they're going to do. They have Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. So I'm excited to watch them. I don't know what to expect. I feel like they could be good, but I also don't know. They could be awful.
I know, yeah, because they're still the Bears. So it's you never know, but they have all the pieces, and Caleb could be, the next guy. So that'll be interesting to see. What about you, Kip? Who's on your radar?
I think Houston will go far, honestly. I think that they have been progressing like crazy after the CJ Stroud pickup. It's just been great for them. And I think that maybe they'll even win their division, I think that they'll be great next year.
Yeah, I think Houston, I think they've had the best offseason so far, the best free agency season. So they already had a very good defense. They've added to that. CJ is a beast, so he's looking great. I think they even picked up a running back as well. I can't remember what back they picked. Oh, the Mixon. Got Mixon. Got him. So yeah, they're going to be tough. We've got a great coach that came from the Niners, so they're going to be tough. Bears are one to look out for, but I would have to throw in the mix Tennessee. Tennessee has made a ton of moves this offseason.
They also lost Derrick Henry though.
They did. They definitely lost Henry. He wasn't, this past year he wasn't the same there. So I'm curious to see what happens this year. I'm sure Vrabel, the coach that they fired, is like, man, why didn't you guys make all these moves when I was coaching? Because they didn't leave him with much of it. It was all Derrick Henry, and the box was just stacked with 8 people. But it'll be interesting to see.
I'm interested to see how Levis plays this year because I feel like he played decent last year, but it's kind of underwhelming. So I don't know. We'll see if he has a bounce back here. And I'm really excited to watch CJ Stroud play, with Tank Dell coming back from injury. They're both really young, and Nico Collins. they're going to be really fun to watch. Really fun to watch with Joe Mixon, a lot of young guys, and really talented offense. And they'll be fun to watch. I think Houston fans will be excited to watch them.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, the Houston fans, man, we were going back and forth with them a lot during the playoffs, and they were very excited, as they should be, about the playoffs. And it was funny because once they started to play, when they were about to play the Ravens, and everybody's picking the Ravens, they were saying that people were disrespecting them. I'm like, okay, but this is like your first year in the playoffs. So, but yeah, so they're going to be fired up for sure. So, hey, man, let's go into one more topic here. Let's talk about the NBA since we have you on here. Then we'll get into our swag giveaway here and get back to our March Madness. But let's talk about, I call this April Madness as far as the play-in tournament for the NBA playoffs, because the play-in tournament might be the highlight of everything because of the, one and done nature of it with a lot of those games. So in the West, man, for the play-in as it stands right now, it would be the Lakers, the Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, and man, who is the other? Man, hold on, there's one other team here. But it would just be insane to see that, especially the one and done nature of that. So there would be, let's see, Sacramento Kings. So you'd have the Lakers and Golden State Warriors 9 and 10 in a loser go home game. That would be crazy. And then the winner of that would have to play either Phoenix or Sacramento in a winner go home game. That would be
all those teams. I feel like obviously the Lakers, the Warriors, the Suns, those are all the super teams. But I think the Kings are the team you want to play the least if you're the 1 seed because they're young, they're hungry. Mm-hmm. They've been playing much better recently. And I would be worried about them because of De'Aaron Fox, and I think they could actually make a run in the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. You have any takes on that, Kip, as far as the West playing with those guys?
Yeah, I was agreeing with Jack. I think De'Aaron Fox has just been really underrated. He hasn't no one's really viewed him as a top-notch player, but I think he's just been really good, and not many people view that from him. And I think that he's going to be scary through the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be tough for sure. And then as we look at the East, you have oh man, this will be funny to get your take on this. So the Sixers have slid all the way down as Jack's squad. They've slid down to the play-in right now because Embiid, has been out. Embiid should be coming back. But you've got the Miami Heat, the Sixers, you've got the Bulls. And then you have the team that nobody should want to face in a play-in tournament, the Atlanta Hawks, because you got Trey. Trey is going to lose his mind in the play-in environment. But man, Jack, so what's up with the Sixers, man? Is Embiid going to come through? They're going to get out the play-in?
Well, everyone's always questioned how big of a deal Joel Embiid is, and I think over the last 30 games, you can obviously see just how big of a deal it was. When he left, we were 32-15. I think we've won 5 or 6 games since then. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him, if they hold him out till next season or if they bring him back. I think they went after Buddy Hield. I don't think they would have done that if they're not going to bring Embiid back. Mm-hmm. So I hope they do, because I think if he could have stayed healthy, this would have been their season. I really do. I feel like the most complete we've had. Maxi's been playing great. We have Buddy Hield. I'm honestly kind of disappointed we got rid of Pat Bev at the deadline, because I feel like he's one of those guys that can really rally your team together and bring them together, in the locker room. And he's one of those guys that it's good to have on your team that you don't like playing against. And I feel like those are the guys you kind of need in the playoffs that'll help you, especially when you're missing such a big player like Joel. But I hope they bring him back. I think we'll get in the playoffs. It's just we'll see what happens from there. Who we have to play.
Yeah, it's gonna be great fun to watch. I love the one and done nature of it. That's what's so great about March Madness. So, with the NBA, you've got these long series, 7-game series. The best team normally wins, but you don't have as much suspense. So I'm excited to see the play-in, because you'll have some really good teams battling with everything on the line in a one and done fashion. But let's go to Kip. I want to get your take on the East. Let's flip it up a little bit. Let's go you first, and then Jack on this one. NBA Eastern Conference favorite. Who you have coming out of the East?
Let me see real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on.
All right. And on IG, man, we've got all types of comments coming in. We've got Stevenson Stove Jr. says Laker Nation, baby. Steeler Nation. Okay, Lakers, Steeler fans on here. And then there's a Fuego Diego signing saying Panthers on top. So that's just some of the IG comments going on. All right, Kip, but who you got coming out of the East?
Well, my squad is the Celtics, and I always got to ride with my Boston team. So I just got Celtics are going to win it this year. I think it's their year. I think Jason Tatum has just been off the charts, and he's been excelling like crazy.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate
also, you have to look out for Milwaukee, though. They're pretty scary, too. They got Giannis and,
Yeah, I hate the Celtics, but I think he's right. I think they're ridiculous this year. Like with I think they're the best team this year, and I think they probably will win it. As much as I hate to say that, but I don't know. The Bucks the Bucks are also really good, but the Sixers, when they're fully healthy, in my opinion, are better than the Bucks. And I think we could give the Celtics a run for their money too. But
I'd love to see it. Yeah, that would be a great matchup.
Yeah.
The Sixers and Bucks. That would be great to see. And okay, Steven Stover Jr. Thank you. And go Celtics. Yes. Yeah, I would love to see that matchup. And hey, look, Embiid should be back, so we may get to see that. But with them being in the play-in, who knows? You might have Sixers and Celtics first round. You know. So with them being in the play-in, that may really throw things off a little bit there. So that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I've got Boston as well coming out of the East. With the moves that they've made, they're really, really strong. I mean, my biggest concern with the Celtics would be, again, their shot selection and the coaching. Sometimes they get away from defense the way that they should, but I think they should definitely be the fave to come out of the East. So as we transition to the West, Jack, who do you have coming out of the West?
I honestly think the Nuggets again. I just think Jokic is like I've just never seen someone like him, like with this skill set.
Yeah.
Like I was watching SportsCenter yesterday, and it's like highlighted him like throwing a behind the back pass. Like you don't see big men do that.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I love Embiid, and he should have gotten the MVP this year, he was the best player while he was healthy. I think Jokic is just the best player in the league right now. Like he's a great shooter. He's not a great defender, but he's great at passing the ball. He's just, I don't know. I just think he's incredible. Like he's fun to watch. Everything he does.
For sure.
Yeah, I was gonna agree with Jack on that. I think Denver is gonna be looking really strong with Nikola Jokic. But the funny thing is that Jokic, it's just crazy because I don't even think he wants to play basketball. Like last year, and when he was in the finals, he was like, "When can I go home?" And he was just tired.
Yeah.
Hey, look, horseback riding, I think he's like, that's my favorite thing in the world. He's like, I love playing basketball, but horseback riding is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
I love how he shows his topics off of basketball because usually all these players are just all in basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing for him to be as good as he is, especially his IQ, to know where to go with the ball and whatnot. And, to be so much into horseback riding and other things, that's amazing. It's ridiculous. I've got the Nuggets as well. So question is, it looks like we all have Nuggets Celtics finals as it stands right now. So who wins the championship, Jack?
Celtics. Unfortunately.
So
everything I've seen, they're the best team, and I think they have all the pieces this year to win it. I think Jason Tatum's been playing better than ever.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna win this year. Jaylen Brown, he just keeps getting better as well.
Mm-hmm.
Porzingis, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Gotta throw that in there. What do you think, Kip?
Yeah, I think that, I think I got Boston here just because Jason Tatum. I don't like him just because he's a Duke player, but, I love his style, how he can shoot and do everything practically. But I think the Porzingis trade at the start of the season was an amazing pickup for them. Yeah.
Man,
That was a great pickup.
Get him and then Drew Holiday.
Oh yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness, just amazing pickup. Yeah, I mean, you could not have put two better players on that team as far as fit. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. It was exactly what they needed. Yeah, and I've really come to like Boston over the years, just watching their team and see them come together. But I don't know. It may be, how when you root for a team, sometimes you can be delusional in the fact of always thinking they're going to win. And then sometimes when you're invested in a team, you see their flaws, and sometimes you're overly sensitive to those. So that might be the case for me, because their shot selection, at times is so bad to where I feel that the Denver Nuggets shot selection at the end may end up getting them the title. So as it stands right now, I'd have to go Nuggets, but I think we all can agree, man, that would be a phenomenal series if we get that.
I also feel like the Celtics kind of play down to their competition at times.
Mhm.
Like, obviously they get those blowout wins every once in a while, but like when the Pistons lost like 28 in a row, the Celtics were at home and like almost lost to the Pistons, like it went to overtime. And
That's right.
I feel like in the playoffs especially, like they'll have those close series with the bad teams at the beginning. Like where they will lose like 2 games, and then like I don't know. It'll be a fun playoffs this year.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Definitely will be. Well, hey, man, we ran through these topics, man. I really like you guys' take on everything. And you know how we end every show? We have to end it with the swag giveaway. So, Kip, you were the winner this past week, man. So, see you rocking the Pick 'em Pro hat, and you've got a shirt on the way as well. So, that is awesome to see. And, man, Jack, man, you had a ton of entries. So I know you were definitely pushing hard to be the winner this week. So what we did was, what I'm saying, since you're on the show, you're a co-host here, second time on, we said, you know what, you got to have some swag anyway, just for being a co-host of Pick 'em Pros. So we took you out of the raffle, and you're getting a Pick 'em Pro shirt. So we got you Pick 'em Pro shirts coming your way. You're already good. We'll get you a hat as well. So you're good. Yes, no, you are more than welcome, my man. So before we announce the winner here, and again, it's something that we, on Instagram every Friday, we announce our swag winner. I just want to pull up and show again, our store is launching next week. So we've got some hot gear coming out here. We've got the flat, hats there. We've got the curved hats, the baseball caps. We've got the Diego Army hoodies. We've got the movement going there. Diego's got his fans. We've got the logo on the back. We've got the bucket hats. We've got all types of stuff that's coming out next week. So you definitely want to check that out and check out the whole selection of what we've got going there. But without further ado, let's show our winner. It is Brendan 4707 on IG. You are the winner of this hat here that I've got on. This is the very last hat that we have of this particular style. We'll get some more at some point, but this was made by Jalen, who runs Foul Play. He made these hats. We've got this style with the white front. We have the black on black like Kip is rocking, but Brendan, my man, you are going to get that. So we'll connect with you through DM and make sure we get that to you. All right. Well, hey, fellas, man, great job today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. No, it was awesome having you again. You are welcome anytime. Again, if you happen to see Diego at school, man, tell him, because again, he's sliding in the standings, so he can go on ahead and come back home. So just let him know that.
All right.
All right, guys. Oh, hey, hold on. We got one more comment. What we have here? Y'all's kids, y'all got kid sizes. Yes, we will. For our store, yes, we will absolutely have kid sizes. So yes, we'll absolutely have that. All types of sizes, all types of gear. You will love that. So we'll let you know what we'll have there. All right. Well, hey fellas, as you know, we sign out. We all do the long pick'em pros. So let's go ahead and sign out the way we do. We'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of March Madness. State is up by 2 with about 5 minutes left. So we're gonna go check that out. It's neck and neck. I need State to win so I can get back in the top. All right, fellas. All right, fellas. Well, hey, we'll see you next time. Until then, pick 'em pros. Later.
Bye.
Jordan.